What's up, brand builder? I'm Bonigala, and welcome to another episode of the Brand Builder Show, where I post daily videos on how to create, build, launch, and market your brand. In this episode, we talk about how to create a powerful sales material. Your brand's sales materials, such as the company website, company brochures, presentations, and so on, are tools to move your customers forward in the sales process. Each item has a specific role to play in the overall sales funnel, and they should be created to fulfill that role in the most effective way possible. Sales materials that are not effective could actually end up losing you sales and customers. So it's not about just spending the least amount, it's getting the right ones. Most businesses find hard to invest in creating powerful sales materials and literature, not for the lack of want, but rather, I believe, for the lack of sense of priority. The return on investment on having great sales materials is hard to gauge. Since design is subjective, it is hard to understand and judge if a particular piece of sales literature is working and is effective. But there are brands out there that understand this importance and invest in getting the right kind of designs in place. Other activities that compete for the marketing budget, such as the launch party, a direct mail campaign, office setup costs, marketing list purchase, and so on, get the priority since they're easier to understand and they have a perceived value. In this video, I will give you some tips on creating powerful sales materials and how to evaluate their effectiveness. When evaluating any piece of sales literature, you must ask the following questions. Does this sales piece help move the prospect closer to the sale? If not, what is holding it back? Does this sales piece fit into the overall sales strategy? Or is it just a standalone piece with no context? Does this sales piece communicate the message clearly and without ambiguity? Does the sales piece meet the brand guidelines? And is it consistent with the rest of the branding? There's a lot more questions, but I think these should be your top priority. Now let's talk about the various types of sales materials. First off, let us look at a list of the most common sales materials that you would require to effectively market your brand. Now, I'm assuming that you already have a sales strategy that has been derived from your positioning and brand strategy. Now, I've done other videos on these topics, so you can go to our channel and check them out. If you do not have a sales strategy, I strongly recommend that you work on that first. A sales strategy looks at the buyer's journey and then defines a series of steps that your brand must take to guide your prospects towards a sale or purchase. This could also be called a sales funnel. Your sales strategy must answer the question, why should they buy from us? For example, the first step could be when a prospect engages with your Facebook page and clicks through to get your website. He or she then could request information or maybe send you an inquiry. One of your team members or sales representatives may then email or call them to initiate contact. This may lead to a sale. You would need to document the sales process in a flowchart that explains each of these steps, what your prospect would expect from the process, which sales materials or tool should be used in which phase, and so on. Getting back to the topic of this video, now let's look at the most common sales materials and evaluate their effectiveness. Company website. As I've said many times in my videos, your website is the most important sales tool, and it should get the top priority in terms of evaluation, development, and investment. Most prospects these days, they visit the website before considering, buying anything from a business. The root of your web design and the structure should be to create an emotional bond with your target audience. It is very critical that your website's message is clear and it aligns with your brand message. A confusing website with a confusing brand message can actually end up losing you customers. Now, I'll not go too deep into evaluating the website since that's a huge topic and it has its own video. Next, the company brochure. Your company brochure design can actually make or break a sale. If your customers are interested in your business or your products, they may take a look at your brochure to find the information that they need to make a final decision. Now, failure to present this information and present it in a professional manner can mean the loss of a sale that might have made all the difference to your bottom line. Now, I'm going to list 5 tips to design a great brochure. Start with a basic layout. This can be either a template or a custom layout. Remember that simplicity is the key when it comes to design. The idea should be to communicate the campaign message clearly. Fancy layouts and all that can come later. Use graphics and colors consistent with your brand. Creating a consistent brand is fundamental to building a great brand. Organize information with headings. Break down your content into digestible chunks and use easy to read and understandable headings. Use grammatically correct language. Resist the temptation to use slang or fun language. Unless, of course, your entire brand strategy is based on being fun or quirky. Use high quality printing options. Nothing will turn off your prospect than a cheaply printed brochure. Product or service data sheets. An often neglected piece of sales literature is the product or service data sheet, which enumerates products or services, the specifications or details, especially for technical products or services that have a lot of aspects to them. These should focus on presenting both the functional features and emotional features of your product or service. Most brands just talk about the functional features of their product or service. They communicate these features all the time without thought to how people are drawn to emotional benefits more than functional benefits. Now, I recently did a video on how to create an emotional brand. I strongly suggest you check that out. Next, white papers or ebooks. Content marketing is the best way to build authority and to attract prospects to your website and, of course, to your business. At the root of content marketing is your business blog, and then come ebooks and white papers. Ebooks actually come in the research phase of the buyer's journey and can be used to educate your target audience about a particular problem or issue related to the pain point that your product or service that your brand is designed to solve. Offering ebook downloads on your website can also help you build a qualified email list that you can then use in your email newsletter campaigns. Please note that an ebook or white paper is not meant to sell the features or even the benefits of your product or service. Be sure to brand your ebooks and white papers professionally. Keep the design simple and come up with a style that is consistent across all your sales literature to help build brand recall. Company profile or business profile. Company profile or business profile is usually a PDF file that acts as a handy representation of your business. Typically, it includes the following sections: an overview of your business and the problems you solve, your business history, your business vision and mission statement, your capabilities and skill sets, detailed description of your product or service, or maybe a description of your target market, information about your human capital, financial status, physical locations, and so on. A business profile is typically not a direct sales tool unless it is used as a part of a pitch or sales presentation. Usually, a business profile is used when looking for investment or partnerships. Again, keep the design consistent with the rest of the brand assets. Resist the temptation to use cliched stock photos. Instead, try and use interesting photos that hint at the message. Invest in good, professional, royalty-free photos. Don't go for photos that are just found on Google. It is amazing how business owners skimp on investing in a great looking business profile when actually this tool is to bring in investments or potential partnerships. Email templates. One of the fundamentals of a brand messaging strategy is to create clarity for your communication. This includes email communication. It is crucial to create standards and guidelines for how emails should look and what kind of language to use in them when you're communicating with your customers, vendors, suppliers, and even prospects. If possible, it is advisable to use HTML email templates to style the emails, but this is not mandatory. Design is not as important as the language and the content of your emails. You would benefit from having pre-written email templates for all possible scenarios that you or your team would start with, and then customize as required and based on the situation at hand. This way, all outgoing email communication will have consistency. Sales materials and literature are still fundamental tools of modern day marketing. Now, although digital marketing has gained tremendous momentum, traditional offline marketing still has its place, and a very important one too. Hopefully, in this video, I have shown you how to evaluate your sales literature and what to look for in sales materials that are effective. This video is one of the lessons from my Ultimate Brand Builder course. By completing the course, you will have built a robust and stunning brand that will be poised to attract your target audience and dominate your market space. I hope you have found this episode useful. If you have any questions about this episode, please hit me up on Twitter. My handle is @Bonigala, or leave a comment below this video and I'll surely answer. And as always, please don't forget to subscribe to our Brand Builder Show channel so that you will be alerted when my next episode comes out. Till the next video, take care.